So what you just heard was a boss battle sketch that I've been working on for a game jam I'm doing. Been working on that this week. As I was working on it, it got me thinking about sort of the process of the process and what is it that's going on in me, going on in my mind, which allows me to write this sort of music. In particular, how does that relate to the human creative spirit and AI creativity, and what's the difference that is going on there? And I was thinking about this. I thought, well, there's a few different types of intelligences going on here, actually. Um, we're both using brains of sorts, but the brains are different, and um, they both synthesize information, but they do it in a different way and in a different context. So, for example, the AI brain, if you will, is very, very specific. It's basically one dimensional information. The information it's synthesizing is what it can find on the internet or what's given to it on the internet. And it's all secondhand except for the information which the AI is creating itself to train itself. And well, because of that, the AI that's why it is so fast. That's why it can process information so quickly, is because the information which it's synthesizing is actually not really all that big compared to compared to human information. I mean, think about what a human processes every day. We have our emotions, which are our own quagmire of information to deal with. We have the physical world, which we experience through our senses. Five senses. So it's not just one dimension of physical reality which we comprehend. It's five different um, versions of physical reality which we have to take in and process and figure out what to do with. And then we also have our spiritual senses, are the information which we get from the subconscious or the unconscious, the information that we get from our intuition. And so when we think about the human brain and how it's used in creativity, it's sort of the decision maker in the process. It allows that self-critical voice, which keeps the creator, keeps the creative person, keeps me, hopefully, on the straight and narrow towards my goal for whatever the goal of my creative output, my creative project is. And the brain's pretty good at that, but actually, it's not really involved in the actual creativity process. The actual creativity is not coming from the decisions taking part in the brain. It's coming from my emotions, my physical senses. It's coming from my intuition. So I guess when push comes to shove, in the creative process, they're important for getting it out into the world. But I don't know that the human mind, is actually all that active in creativity. An example I have of this is often when I'm creating music, it feels like the music, it doesn't feel like I'm creating it necessarily, or like I'm solving a problem the way that you would in math or something like that. It feels like I'm discovering it. It feels like the music already existed somehow. And what I'm doing as the creator is just bringing it to light, bringing it to focus. So when AI is being creative, what is it actually doing? The closest concept we have of what it does is a mind. It doesn't have a body, it doesn't have emotions, it doesn't have any of that. And so it's really missing out on so much information, so much input, which a human has when a human is being creative. And so the best that AI can do is either be creative in its own realm, Um, or it can mimic human creativity, or it can do some sort of combination of the two. But when we're being creative, we're synthesizing so much more information than what the AI has access to, from the physical to the emotional to the spiritual. And then we also have the brain and the mind. AI's information, AI's facts are great and all, but whose experience of life and reality and existence are you actually going to trust more? AI's or humans? Whose creativity is more representative of the human experience? AI or humans? I'd love to know what you guys think of this. Let me know in the comments below.